Hi everyone. Tonight we are playing Dream Aflame with the Gauntlet. Dream Aflame is a Belonging Outside Belonging game by Quintessential Gaming. It was in the Racial Justice Equality bundle a couple of years ago, so it's great to finally get to play it. My name is Donna, my pronouns are he, him, and tonight, as well as facilitating, I will be playing Jareth, who is the Marked. He's being hunted by the one whose heart he broke. Great. Who is a kind of a preacher, shepherd figure who is familiar to others in the group called Crozier. And I guess we will go character keeper left to right, if that's okay with you, Sabine.
Yeah, sure. Hello, my name's Sabine. I use any pronouns, and I am playing Bones, who is the sentence playbook. Now, Bones is, well, he's a necromancer, basically, and apparently there are some people who think that's sinful and bad, and well, so they said, you go to Wick and do your shameful stuff there. And he said, well, yeah, okay, can I take my dog? And they said, well, your dog's an undead abomination, so yes, please take him. So Bones took the dog. And then, well, what maybe happened, I don't know if that happened before or after, but he kind of raised Crozier for reasons he has not divulged yet. But the thing is, raising a person who died, who had a broken heart, creates a broken undead. He didn't know about the broken heart, so well, now we've got this undead monstrosity haunting poor Jareth, and yeah, well, it's kind of my fault, or maybe not. Who knows? And also, I have to say, necromancy is an art. It's not a science; it's an art.
Awesome, thanks, Sabine. And Jim, how about you?
Okay. Well, I am playing. I'm Jim, he, him, and I'm playing the shepherd Harold, he, him, who I don't know. He kind of looks sort of like an old Western kind of guy with you know, one of those string ties, and one of the things about him is that he keeps himself clean, even to the point of maybe using more water than he would need, you know, water that he could be using to drink. It's like part of his who he is, to keep himself true to himself. And he is a seeker of a sort. He is seeking for a beacon of hope, for concrete, a touchstone of redemption. He's been holding out redemption to many others over the years, and you know, can do it and believe in it and not feel it at the same time, because he's done it so much, and he wants to. He's kind of tired of that place, because it doesn't. You know, he's not. He wants something more concrete, and he knows that it can be found here. I think with the idea that where there's the least sense of redemption, it will be constantly. It'll be easy. It'll have to be there in the bones of the place, I guess. And he's got a crow as a familiar, however that's going to work. Yeah. And he's done a lot, so he's no shrinking violet.
Okay. Then I continue. My name is Mario. I use they them pronouns. And I'll play the professor who doesn't really care about pronouns. So call him whatever you want. That's a formality that does not serve any purpose. And the professor insists that necromancy indeed is science. You can improve the outcome of necromancy according to candles lit, drops of blood, and there is this strange law of also somewhere in the equation, and one of the declared goals of the professor is to harness love into numbers. Magic as well. Magic and love needs to be harnessed in numbers in order to improve necromancy overall. Which is, by the way, the professor agrees with Bones there. Necromancy is indeed a noble and useful tool to enhance life. Other than that, the professor has a ghostly bat that is flying with him, and this bat is also really helpful for him since he does shadowgraphy, which I don't know yet how that is connected to the necromancy obsession yet, but we'll figure that out.
Given that it's proof of necromancy's usefulness, do you want to give us a quick description of our conveyance, the means by which we four get around this land?
I mean, that is a lot. I actually don't know really what it looks like yet, but it's a complex system of pulleys and levers. But it is comfortable enough for the professor to fit a lab in there. So we can do actual scientifically solid necromancy and not just stumbling over graveyards and lighting candles. We do that as like real professionals. Also, it can scale mountains and intimidate and impress. Something the professor himself hasn't understood yet how that's working. It's a machine, like yeah.
But powered by skeletons or some kind of necromantic power, right?
True, which that indeed is impressive. Yeah, and the thing is, it is hard. The maintenance is a hard job. It costs blood to run it. Also, the frequent rituals and bindings, and it is afraid of harsh voices. So you have to speak softly to it and stroke it gently. Otherwise, it will. What's that word when horses get anxious and run away and
We're shy and
they're shy. Yeah. So that was what I had in mind with that.
Yeah, you can practice it with knuckles to be gentle.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. So so I guess maybe it's worth setting the scene a little bit. We are traveling through this land of Wick. I have no idea where we are heading, but do we think we are traveling through some of the wildlands, or we have stopped beside a campsite, or what do we think we are nearby?
Maybe we investigate something that seems interesting, like maybe giant bones of some creature, because when it's bones, might use it, right? And if it's big, never know.
Do you think this is sentient artifacts, or is this, or are these giant bones the detritus that has dammed the river?
Oh, I
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
So the undead beavers or the necromantic beavers have
Yes.
Mega beavers.
The mega beaver.
okay. So I will take the wild right now. There are creatures in Wick as varied as there ever were in Wax, and not just creatures, plants, and natures itself cast themselves as both enemy and ally. Wick has plenty of life, even in places that look like barren wastelands. That doesn't mean the wild isn't going to make room for you. The hungers that we have for the wild are to achieve symbiosis and to go forth and multiply. So yeah, I think we have this river dammed with these giant bones, detritus of something, which will flow again one day. So I will, I guess, step back out of the limelight a little bit. I'm going to quickly consult the moves and the tips for this setting. And leave it to the three of you to kind of set the scene and maybe ask some interesting questions of each other. So remember, in Belonging Outside Belonging, obviously, you can just play to find out. You each have a couple of questions for your playbook. You have some tips. You have a lure by which other people can gain tokens. And then you have strong moves, regular moves, and weak moves that lean into that token economy. So yeah, you can. I wonder who is driving, who first notices this dam and says, "Yeah, let's stop here and explore."
Is the role of the tokens just to be able to buy strong moves, basically?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, obviously mechanically, you make a weak move in order to gain a token in order to play or make a strong move later on. But these moves are really useful to kind of get a sense of what your character is doing, by default. Maybe it's some advice on how to play and things to lean into. But yeah, the token economy is basically make a weak move in order to make a strong move later on.
Okay.
That is the oddest pile of bones I've ever seen. I mean, first of all, those are enormous bones. I
You
don't
say
know.
bones?
Oh
There?
yeah. Look over there, just near those rocks. I'd say where
Huh.
this tiny stream is flowing out from.
Yeah, they're kind of big, but I've seen bigger.
I don't know. Maybe they're rocks.
No,
I've
they are
never
definitely
seen,
bones.
I've never seen bones that big.
Yeah, bones can get plenty big. You can trust me. I have no bones. That's why I'm called Bones after all, right? Yeah, and I've seen real big. Well, I could tell you stories. You wouldn't want your hair would fall out or something. Yeah.
But have you ever seen such huge bones woven into such an interesting structure?
Sure, I guess. I mean, I've seen everything to do with bones, Professor. You can just trust me.
Yeah, you've seen everything, yet you reject science. I do not believe you. I'm sorry.
I take a token for lying. I'm convincing me.
Yeah.
Just wanted to try that. Okay. I say, oh, well, what science? Come on. You always with your science. It's not, doesn't explain everything.
No, it does not yet, but that's what we are here for.
Yeah, look, I look at you, Harold, and it doesn't explain faith, right?
I like living in a world where I'm part of something bigger than myself.
I mean, those bones are bigger. There's no need to think that there is some otherworldly, godly entity involved in it. I'm sure there's a plausible explanation.
But I will say, Professor, the way you talk about science sounds a lot like many of the ways I've heard people talk about their faith over the years.
I mean, maybe that's the problem. Maybe they all should believe strongly in science.
Yeah, or maybe you should have a little more doubt about your process. Just, it's a suggestion. I think I have to get back Knuckles. No, you can't. Retirement. That dog sees a bone, wants to have it. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely. That was what I was going for. I have to see this up in person. I have to climb this pile of bones and see what's it all about. The question is that putting myself in danger or not?
Yeah, I guess I wonder when Bones arrives alongside Knuckles, what has that old mutt dug up? Is there something hidden under the dirt?
I think what is hidden there? That isn't just more bones. That would be. Oh yeah, I think what you find there in the shadow of these bones, they're large, right? So once upon a time, somebody, not a people, but a person maybe, used that place as a kind of hideout, hut, something like that. There's a structure. There's a chair made of like little tiny phalanges and there's a lamp hanging from a femur and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I think, maybe it's been here so long, or maybe whoever set it up was necromantic as well. Isn't that a word? And like the light, I think, in that old lamp kind of shines with this bioluminescence as Knuckles and you kind of investigate.
So someone has a lamp?
I think there's a lamp in this kind of hollow that this old mutt has dug up. But it seems to be strange, and I mean, the opposite of unnatural, but not something you would have seen before. Not something science would explain, maybe.
This is an interesting place. I wonder what this lever is for, or this lever is for.
Yeah, what you shouldn't do. Shouldn't pull it. That's maybe, I know experiment science and stuff, but don't pull it.
But that is the very adventure of life.
Yeah, I've had enough.
Pulling and pushing things. Make machinery work. Raise the dead.
I really think I should raise the dead here.
I mean, that you would pull off a stunt if you would raise those bones.
Yeah, wouldn't I? I mean,
Or is the professor creating something dangerous? Or
Not yet.
dangerous. I mean, if this would help with your research, I guess I could. Yeah.
As this discussion is going on, Harold just goes down on one knee and puts his hand on the ground and bows his head. He doesn't say anything out loud, but you'll come to recognize the gesture.
so are you?
I mean, I'm asking for I guess I should say, out of character, I'm asking for a blessing here. That this goes well and doesn't, leads more in the direction of what people's hopes and needs are, and not in a way that is harmful to them.
So is that a move, Jim, or is?
Let's see here.
And it could be an unthinking conduit for divinity, right?
Well, I'm not ignoring the rituals. I wasn't planning a move. This seems to be kind of my general modulus operandi.
Okay, I was just wondering.
I mean, because I don't see the powers acting here. So I don't see like I have to risk anything or bargain anything or any of the kind of the things that are done in the stronger or regular moves.
Got an idea though. I mean, you're in this position of supplication, right? So Bones will look at you and say, well, Harold, if you're praying, maybe, I don't know, could put in a good word for me, right? So that this doesn't go to hell any more than it already has.
Everyone here has always been in my prayers.
Ah, okay, that's nice to hear. And you gain a token.
Okay, and that's because
I bit on your door.
Is that because of something that you did or because of something I did?
It's because whenever someone asks you to commune with divinity on their behalf, they gain a token. Oh, they gain a token. I gain a token. I'm sorry.
So you're getting
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. Oh, well, okay. I didn't mean to. I meant to throw a token your way, but
well, don't sell yourself short.
Okay.
And definitely, while you two have a conversation, the professor found the book and is flipping through it and start to read aloud some incantation he doesn't understand.
Yeah, great. Okay. You know what? I've got somewhere should move unseen. That is not very helpful. But I think what I'll try to do here is I need to help you with your research, right? So I'll say, oh, wait. What are you saying? Your inflections are all wrong, friend. I didn't mean that.
The wrongness or the friend again?
Yeah, the friend again.
You do this all the time.
I know, I'm sorry. Not really.
Okay, friend. So I found this page, friend.
Yeah,
we need to establish some boundaries here. So from now on, I'll consider you my friend. There is something about waking something. I can't really read it. It's a bit blurry.
That was
here.
Pretty clear that you can't read it. I mean, you can't. It's not a.
And I start over again.
No, it's not. It's.
Okay, and I'm very dramatic about the second time around. I try to pronounce it, and I want to have a sort of a little earthquake, something moving, something trembling, maybe.
You want to create something dangerous.
Yes.
Ooh. Cool.
I want to see what necromancy can cause. To
So
this
do you wanna say exactly what that is, or do you want me to?
I was thinking this hut was somewhere near that gigantic bone river dam thing, right?
Yeah.
And I want maybe even one wall is like the river dam wall, and maybe that wall is starting to shake and moving a little bit.
Okay.
This is interesting.
Yeah, you know what, you're missing a part of that ritual. There is a look.
Okay, show me.
Yes, look, come with me and I'll show you. But let's not do this here. I got to show you on the car, okay? Because this is not complete here. This is a shorthand, and I pointed some words, and I will spend a token to lie convincingly. I have no idea what it says, but it doesn't matter. I know I have to get you and the book away from this place.
Yeah, I'll start resisting and say, but those bones moved, and they are way bigger than any bones we moved before.
Yes, that's true, and we shouldn't do it properly, right? That's the science. That's the scientific way, doing it properly.
Yes, I need my lab. I need my lab, the instruments. Yeah. I need the seismograph, and I need the depth hourglass, and you're absolutely right. We should go back.
And I throw a look like, help me to Harold. Help me get him out of here before.
Bones, you have a look of concern on your face. What bothers you about this?
You're muted, Sabine.
Yeah.
I am muted. My words will not be heard. No, what bothers me, what bothers me is that he might be doing wrong, and that we're inside of a giant skeleton that will crush us to death. That's what concerns me. Also, I think the dam holds back the river, and if the dam walks away, we're in the river. I can't swim, so let's not do that, okay?
And I have by no means stopped to recite whatever's written.
Oh, no, you don't. Professor, stop that.
So you think this is unsafe? What if we did it from the conveyance? Is the conveyance bigger than the river?
No, but it's safer than us just being here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the conveyance is like a rail car, right? Or a locomotive. So it's running on, I think most of the time it's running on rails, but maybe not always. So it's maybe up a little bit above the river. So yeah, doing that from there seems like it would definitely be safer. But you took the token, right, Mario, for create something dangerous, right?
Yeah, I did take one. Thanks.
So and so I think we've already established that those bones might be moving, right? That you might be creating something out of the bones. So I think, as you move away, and maybe as a little bit of the kind of sense of danger awakens in you, that hut, or that the kind of excavation that Knuckles had made, that bioluminescent lamp looks at you, right? So whatever structure or whatever thing is coming alive or coming undead, maybe, this lamp is one of its eyes.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
So it's waking up, right? Maybe it's blinking blearily at you. I'm not sure it's going to get up and undam the river straight away before you got a chance to get out of here, though. So I'll cut short that awakening to give you a chance to hightail it.
Oh, Bones, I just forget there was a crate.
Yes, there was
Underneath
a
that
crate.
book.
Yes, that's nice. Let's go. Let's please.
Would you
please.
go back and fetch it for me?
Okay, but you move to the conveyance. Harold, make sure, please, that he gets to the conveyance and I hightail it to the whatever the crate is and try with my forces of necromancy, like, be quiet, be asleep, please. You don't have to wake up right now. You can do it afterwards. And the professor is reciting his ritual quite wrongly, and this will all go to shit. But please, please, please wait for me to get this crate, and I'll get the crate for you, and you take. And I think you take a token.
I do, yes.
So Sabine,
So-
is this? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jim.
Well, I'm Harold is torn, but when he sees that that Bones is trying to do something defensive, he with a look back that the professor is actually going to the conveyance, because he seems a little recalcitrant often, is he goes to help because apparently I don't know how I could bind something, but apparently if I fail to bind something, that's a weak move. So there must be some way in which I actually can bind things if I can fail to do it. But I don't know anything about the system, so I'm not sure what that would look like. But it sounds like Bones, is trying to calm what the professor has awakened, and perhaps I can bind it.
Or fail to bind it.
Yeah, I guess you will, because you, if you look at your strong moves, you could,
Would that be
wield the
wield-
power of divinity, right, to do something awesome.
Yeah, but I don't have any tokens.
Yeah, so maybe you want to fail to bind this thing, in order to get that token.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
To get, in the fiction, to get the experience, I actually want to try.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I'm still that, I'm not an eternal character here. I'm relatively newly arrived to this space, and I don't get it quite right.
So then, like, what I would say is, like, what does it look like? What does your binding ritual look like?
Well, when I have tried to bind necromantic threat in the past, I have been able to kind of supplement the will of divinity with the life force of the area. But I've never actually been a place as desolate as this. So I am, shall we say, spreading my arms and trying to encourage the life force to add into this binding, and I can feel it's not there the way it usually is. I think it's this place, it's not me.
I think that it's not life force. That's the thing here, right? It's quite the opposite.
So Bones, like, how does this start to unravel in front of you?
I think that yeah, when I reach for that casket, the eye or the lantern or whatever kind of, glares at me, or maybe at Harold. Maybe it glares at Harold because he's trying to bind it. I'm trying to calm it, but that's not quite as offensive. And then it blinks, and then the bones are starting to slowly, they're big and they've been asleep for a long time. They start to rearrange, but by rearranging, of course, the dam will fall through, right? And the water will start pouring in. That's various points. So I think what I will do is leave unnoticed. It's not helpful. Take a meaningless trinket. I will take a meaningless trinket. So there's nothing in that box, but I will take it. I will take it. I don't need a token for that. I will grab it and then I will try to run out. I'm probably leaving Harold to his own devices because I'm not. No.
And I think the effect that Harold's ritual had was that we see a cut scene where we are back in Professor's laboratory, and in his scientifically proven bloodstone circle, he was about to exercise a ritual, but we could see that the forces he tried to wake were already awakened and were so strong and angry because of Harold's ritual that he now is he looks he twists in very unhealthy ways, and it looks like he lets out silent screams, and his body is twisting on the floor in the middle of this bloodstone circle. And when the creature actually awakens, the force lets go of the professor, and he's heavily breathing, and then we can cut back.
Yeah, I think when I think I'm going to make it like a snake, like the whole dam just kind of comes up, and the hut of bones is its like maw, just kind of, I mean, it doesn't let out a scream, but it like makes that movement, and kind of all you hear is the roar of the white water as the dam releases its hold on this kind of quiet, peaceful lake or pool.
Oh, the scream could be a swarm of flies.
Okay, yeah. Nice. Like fireflies or something, or just like horde of
bats or something like that. What's these little things that they have in Scotland? Midges?
Midges? Yeah, we have those.
Oh,
Those
okay.
are great fun in the summer.
Heard about them.
They don't make much noise. They just bite you. Okay, awesome. I think that's a good place to cut. Is it? Like, I think Harold is probably the last one to climb aboard. Do we get a sense of like shaken faith, or kind of a realization that this land is not like the place he left?
Yeah, I think that's more of that. I think that I didn't necessarily know that there was this difference between kind of sort of the supernatural and the channeling the force of the supernatural and channeling the force of the natural, but now he has a real sense that that force of the natural is missing. So he's not going to ask, why have I been forsaken? Because it seems a little cheap at this point, since I already got my one token.
So is there a flesh flood behind us?
Yeah, I think
Oh, you said flash flood, didn't you? I heard flesh flood.
flesh flood.
Oh,
What kind of crazy necromancy did you have in mind this time?
A flesh flood would be great. Yes.
No, please.
Blood and flesh flood.
No, we had bones. Where did the flesh come from? I mean,
that was the lake behind it.
Yeah, Well, yeah, maybe that's gross. Okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna stick
Yes.
with flash flood of water.
Yeah. You know what, Harold, when I help you inside, I'll say, hey, sorry that I left you. I just was, I thought I'd distracted, right? Yeah. Yeah. You're fine anyway, aren't you? You look fine. You look totally fine. Yeah, so,
Don't worry, I do not feel abandoned by you.
okay. That's a relief for sure. Okay. I mean, I should maybe try to, you know, as I said, necromancy, sonar. So I hand you the case, and then I will take something valuable, which is the book, out of your hand, if you don't mind, and spend a token for that, because I'm doing that. And I think, I mean, it's not like I can't totally control this thing. What I can do is maybe control it in the way that it will not attack us, right? That's what I want. Just can maybe destroy the dam. Sure, we'll have to deal with the flood, but the professor can deal with the flood. That's not my purview, but the giant bone snake dam thingy, I kind of want to make it, use the book to make it not attack us. And I'm spending the token I have. Okay.
Okay, so what does that look like? Is that like a ritual of binding, or is that some kind of invisibility thing? Or
Yeah, it's probably the latter. It's more of a yeah, it's more of a deception, right? Like, we're not here, we're not important. Hello, go and look at this very interesting looking tree. That should really help you get whatever you need. That tree over there, that is what you need to attack. Go and hit the tree. Yes, please go away and ignore this conveyance with these people on it. We're just part of the landscape. We don't mean nothing.
These are not the victims you are looking for.
Exactly. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm.
awesome, yeah. So I guess the conveyance just it's not quiet, is it? No, I think it's noisy, if I recall.
Let's go to those gears and stuff. It probably.
Yeah.
So it chugs away
Mhm.
into the distance.
Oh, can I quickly jump into the weird playbook for the aftermath of what we did, because I saw the alchemical swarms.
Okay.
And now that the dam is broken, I want to use the move alter something irrevocably, and we see the alchemical swamp water slowly make its way through the grasslands, and we see bushes become real pale and bony looking. What is the hungers? Oh yeah, that is also remake the world in its own image. So can we say that that the swarms have this skeletal vibe to it and aesthetics to it? So yeah, that we see more of those skeletal plants within the near grasslands while we make distance.
Yeah, so this is the wild environment, right? The fields of grass as tall as your neck. We're kind of warping this into some kind of necromantic. I don't even know how to describe it. Cool, yeah. Do we want to have a quick scene with the four of us kind of dealing with that aftermath before we wrap up, I wonder?
Oh yeah, we probably need to calm down our vehicle, because that certainly was quite loud with all that was happening. And
Right. With a calm voice and a gentle stroke, eh?
I've got an idea, because Sabine mentioned the piano earlier. So the professor, after he got back his breath, or they got back their breath, he opens a trapdoor, and we can see plenty of bones, or like skeletons operating, something like that. And with a calmly voice, the professor sings a children's song and walks among the skeletons, riding their, I don't know, bicycles to power the machine. We haven't really figured out how that's working. And he gently strokes over the skulls of the gelatons and hugs them. And
I was initially thinking maybe it's like a hamster wheel or like a
yes,
a stairmaster, but then I said like maybe it's like an Escher stairmaster.
Yeah. That is a good visual. And with all the skeletons that are in break right now, the professor just holds them and pets them, and yeah, it sings them lullabies basically.
And I say to either Jorith or Harold, whoever is there, he's got a gentle side, that one does. Didn't expect that. Wish he wasn't so damn cute. Just say.
So when you step out, this is a kind of an out of character question. So when you step out to run a situation, does your does the character that you're playing not enter into the scene? Is that the idea?
Yeah, I guess if you are there, you're in the background. You're not really being active. I think you probably don't want to be setting up your character to be active in a situation you're also handling. If only for your bandwidth as a player, right? But of course, like Mario just did, like that situation was just like a cutscene, just like a very momentary intrusion, let's call it, which was awesome. I think you find Jorith kind of maybe sitting at the on some precipice, or in some corner, the furthest away from that he could get away from the undead snake thing, and maybe not even responding to Bones' comment about the professor being a cutie. Just I guess like trying to be quiet as a mouse, right? Or trying not to be very noticeable.
And you're a relatively timid character.
Fearful, yeah, for sure. I did not mention Jorith's familiar, which is an angel's feather. I think it's like one of those classic feather in the band of his hat, but it's obviously, slightly sentient. and it's like a constantly smoldering white feather from an angel.
Uh-oh.
You were roboting out for a sec there.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
you dropped out there at the beginning of that, your last sentence.
Yeah, so just describing the feather as in the headband of his hat, and this constantly smoldering white feather from an angel. And I think eventually he will kind of look up and kind of respond to Bones or whoever is nearby.
What do we see, or what did Jareth keep that reminds him of Crozier?
I think he has Crozier's crucifix, his necklace.
Ooh.
And I think it is quite the match, maybe, if this makes sense, or a religious symbol. I'm not sure, Jim, what you decided about Harold, but something that looks very, very similar to his own. But Jareth never wears it properly. He maybe has it wrapped around his glove, or kind of in a, maybe he has it in his waistcoat, like a fob watch or something like that. You know, not wearing it in the proper fashion, but always kind of handling it.
Because when we see Jareth looking at that symbol, at a necklace, we also see us moving through the landscape, through the tall grass, and there's a tiny hill on which there is a black horse standing with the rib cage open, and on top sits a man with a long leather jacket, black leather, and probably a crocodile leather hat. And we see the face of Crozier, who is watching out and overseeing us and noticing us, then leaning a bit to the front of its horse, looking a bit closer, recognizing us, and turning his horse and riding towards a bunch of trees from which smoke is coming.
I think that's a great place to wrap up, that sense of foreboding of that which follows. Sabine, Jim, do you want to add anything more before we wrap up and do a debrief?
Check here.
Yeah, not particular. I mean, I've got some character back and forth to do, but it doesn't contribute to what's going on right here. So we can wait till we have more time.
Okay. Sabine, how about you?
I think, yeah, you know what? We were moving in a certain direction. Snake is behind us there, that way. Crozier is behind us that way. And in front of us, as we pan over the entire horizon, we will see the eternally optimistic pilgrims of the frozen heart, the unfrozen heart, because they have light in their hearts and they will bring it to whoever needs it. And they're singing happily. And they are just walking right in the direction of that bone snake and maybe Crozier, and that does not bode well. And we're in the middle, of course.
Excellent. Okay, so I think we will wrap there for the night. I'll stop recording and we'll do a quick debrief.